Hi guys! So today I wanted to do a full review on the PJ Sparklins Pets. These are an extremely popular grail toy for a lot of collectors. This was my number one top grail toy line, so I really wanted to do a full detailed review on these because I just figured it would be helpful. These go for a lot of money online and they're really hard to find out in the wild, like in thrift stores, yard sales, stuff like that. So I just wanted to make this review because if you're going to drop the kind of money that these often cost, I mean, you want to know everything there is to know about it. You want to know what you're paying for. You don't want to waste your money on something that's basically not good. So I wanted to do the review for all of you. I have 4 of these in total. Of course, right here you see I have the bear hanging out here. She's so cute. This was the first one I got. I actually won her on an eBay auction. I was so nervous that I wasn't going to win, and then at the last minute I won, and I was super excited about it. And so she's special because she was the very first one that I got. But I have 4 in total. You'll see all of those throughout the video. So basically, these were part of the PJ Sparkles doll line, which came out in the late 80s and then continued to kind of sell throughout the late 80s and then very early 90s, to my knowledge. I was born in 1991, so I was not around when these were first introduced. The actual PJ Sparklins Pets that I have here were introduced in 1989 as part of the toy line. Basically, the PJ Sparkles dolls were really popular and they wanted to release another toy line to go with that, so they released the PJ Sparklins Pets, which were also successful, but were not in production nearly as long, which is why they're harder to find and therefore go for a higher price because they are highly sought after. These came in 3 different colors. However, the color variations are kind of weird. So there was purple, which you see here. I have this purple bear. And then we also have a yellow puppy. And then I have this pink bunny. So those are the 3 colors that you could get. They're all kind of this like shiny, almost like satin material. It's actually polyester and it says it's also made with polyurethane foam. So it is not satin, but it feels a lot like satin. So you could get the pastel pink color, the pastel purple, and the pastel yellow. I do also have this pastel yellow bunny, by the way. So adorable. I got the yellow bunny because it came with the necklace, but I actually have the necklace on the puppy, which you saw. So the color variations, as I mentioned, are kind of weird. The bunnies came in all 3 colors. You could have gotten those in pink, in yellow, or in purple. However, the bear I've only ever seen in purple, and the puppy I've only ever seen in yellow, so it's kind of interesting. I'm thinking that maybe the bunnies came first in all 3 colors, and then they later introduced the bear and the puppy. I could be totally wrong about that, so please don't quote me on that. That's just kind of my thoughts. I wasn't around when these were released, so I came a couple years later. But they were released by Mattel. The purple ones are the hardest to find that I've seen. I have yet to find a purple bunny for sale, but the purple bear and the purple bunny are both pretty hard to find. Also, finding the necklaces just by themselves seems to be near impossible. I've yet to see a necklace for sale just on its own. Most of these don't come with necklaces, unfortunately. You know how little kids are. They take them off and then they lose them. Since they were connected by Velcro, I have the necklace right here to show you. So this is the necklace here. It's so pretty. It says, "I love you." It's got a little moon and little stars. So this is basically just a plastic little heart. And then the inside part is like a sticker decal. The "I love you" letters that you see right here, focus. It was really nicely focused and then it stopped. The "I love you" letters are glow in the dark paint. As you can see, this is held on just by this ribbon here. It's just a pink ribbon, and then you have Velcro on it. So that's the necklace. They all originally came with a necklace on them, but of course, it's hard to find those now, which is really sad. So that's the necklace. As you can see, there's little stars all over these. Here's kind of more of a close-up. They all have these adorable little glow-in-the-dark stars all over them. This is also glow-in-the-dark paint, all the little like tiny dots next to it as well. That's all glow-in-the-dark paint as well. And then, of course, the necklace that I mentioned. The pink nose is also glow-in-the-dark. And then these eyes, it might be kind of hard to tell, but there's this little strip right underneath the eye here. That's glow-in-the-dark paint, and it looks like little eyelashes. So basically when it glows in the dark, it looks like it's sleeping, which is the cutest thing I've ever seen. It is so adorable. So these glow in the dark, in order for them to glow in the dark, you just have to charge up the paint. And in order to do that, you basically just hold it under a bright light. Like my film light over here, if I held it under that for like a minute or two and then took her into a dark room, she would in fact glow in the dark. I do have a picture of one of these glowing in the dark on my Instagram page, so you can see what they look like when they glow in the dark. It is the cutest thing ever. Since I have 4 of them, I wanted to kind of try and equally show them all off, but so that's all the glow in the dark paint. They also have this like frilly lace. It's kind of like a little bib style collar that's on there. Ooh, excuse my fingers. I do bite my fingernails. It's a really, really bad habit. Just excuse their ickiness. They look gross. But anyways, the lace here is on all of them, and it's very, very pretty. I absolutely love this cute little addition. And then they also have this gorgeous like pastel pink hair with tinsel in it. I'm trying to get it to like focus on the hair, but I don't think it wants to. And then you have these iridescent bows. These are so pretty. This is one of my favorite details on these, are these little bows. So the puppy has 2, one on each side, as you can see. The other ones, they only have 1. The bunnies have them, if you're looking right at their face, they have them on their left side. And then the bears have them on the right side. So it's a little bit of a variation. So the bear obviously has little bear ears. These have a little bit of stuffing in them. The puppy ears do not have any stuffing in them. I don't know if they originally had foam in them or not. Foam is one of those things that kind of tends to disintegrate over time. I have a few other plushes in my collection that had like foam in their ears, and it does tend to disintegrate over time, which is kind of gross, but that's what happens. So I'm not sure. I don't think there's ever anything in here. I think they're just little floppy puppy ears, but this is what they look like. They're just like a plain white cream color on the back. And then the bunnies actually have a tiny bit of stuffing in the bottoms of their ears. I guess it kind of like weighs them down. I don't know, but I thought that was kind of interesting. I like the little bit of stuffing that they put in here. And then there's that cream color fabric again on the back. And then of course the bear has just such tiny ears. You do have that cream color on the front for this one. So yeah. Hopefully this isn't too dark. It's really hard to see what's going on, so please excuse that. So that's some of the features that you will find on these. I absolutely love the artwork for the eyes. It's very cute. It's got like a little star twinkle right here, which I think is the cutest. I love their little smile. It's just like a little pink piece of fabric that they sewed on here They all basically have the same face. However, like if I put these two side by side, their faces do in fact slightly vary. The eyes on this one are definitely closer together. This one, they're a little bit more like wide set. Also, I noticed this has pink rosy cheeks. I don't like notice that on the other ones. Either it's like faded off or they didn't have it. Um, like this one I think might have like a slight rosiness to it. I really can't tell though. I really just don't like see it. But on this one, you can really tell that there's like pink rosy cheeks. So I don't know if they're all supposed to be like that or that came like later or earlier, if there's like a variation, or if the person that owned this did this. I have no idea. So I find that kind of interesting. But yeah, as far as the eyes, they do vary slightly. This one's closer together. This one's like at an angle, like this eye's not completely straight. They're not all perfect. I mean, if you think about it, these were mass produced, so they're not all going to be completely 100% the perfect shape. I think this is the best face out of all the ones I have. The puppy turned out really nicely. The eyes are pretty well set on it. They're not like at a weird angle or anything. So good job on the puppy. So besides their features, I did want to talk about some of the like downfalls of these plushes, the cons, those sorts of things. I think those are really important to cover. While this is my favorite toy line, it's not 100% perfect. It has flaws. Even I can say that. I mean, no toy is ever going to be perfect, but I think it's pretty close in my opinion. So the biggest issue I have seen with these is the eye paint rubbing off. Now, most of mine are honestly in like great shape. There are some slight, areas where the paint has rubbed off, but I don't think any of those are going to pick up on camera because they are truly so small. Like you can't even really see it. Maybe on the bear here. Yeah, right up here. That's supposed to be blue and it's white. That's where some of the paint rubbed off on the edge of the eye there. Because if you look at the other eye, it doesn't have that. It's all blue. So you do have to be kind of careful with these. The eye paint can rub off if you are rough on your plushes. But if you're like me and these are pretty much for display purpose, you shouldn't have any issues with the eye paint further rubbing off. But I have seen photos of people that have their like childhood PJ Sparklins Pets, or they find one in a thrift store and the eye paint is almost completely rubbed away. It's like the saddest thing ever. It makes me so sad to see that. There's a picture on Google I saw where the eye paint completely rubbed off and someone drew like new eyes on it and it looked so scary. You do have to kind of just be careful with that. If you're going to wash your PJ Sparklins pet, which is completely okay to wash, by the way, I've had people ask me. I actually have not put any of mine into the washing machine before, but I have helped other people wash their PJ Sparklins pets. They came out just fine, looking better than ever and fresh and clean. Obviously, if you get one from somewhere and it smells gross, you don't just want to like put it on your shelf. Like you want to wash it. So the PJ Sparklins Pets actually have some really good advice on their tush tag. They have washing instructions on the back of the tush tag. Excuse the like marker lettering on here. I think that's because it came from a thrift store. The funny thing is every single one of mine, all 4 of mine, have marker on their tush tags. So I don't know if they just all came from thrift stores or what. It's like they were all meant to be together, but they did not come from the same place. But yeah, I really have no idea like what that's about. I know it's not like original, like it wasn't originally on the tag, so I have no idea. If you look at the back here, there's like a paragraph that you can see. That's all washing instructions. They give really nice, detailed, thorough washing instructions on this plush. You just don't see that anymore. I mean, you get like a newer plush, and it just has some like super basic info that's like 0% helpful. It just basically says machine wash or hand wash, and that's about it. This says to put it in a pillowcase, wash in cold water on the gentle cycle, to use the amount of detergent that the bottle specifies, tumble dry on low heat in a pillowcase, fluff it back up with a clean, soft brush. Don't dry clean, don't bleach. Very, very helpful info. A lot of that is stuff that I follow in general for my vintage plush. I always wash them in pillowcases, always on the gentle cycle, always cold water. So that's very helpful. You do have the option of either machine drying or air drying these. That just comes down to personal preference. I know some people absolutely hate to put their plush in the dryer, and certain ones you wouldn't want to put in the dryer just because of some of the materials on them that could melt. I've not had any issues drying my vintage plush. I put them in the dryer all the time in a pillowcase on, of course, the lowest heat setting. They come out great. They're not all like bunched up or messed up or anything, but I know there are some people that would rather air dry. That's completely up to you. You'll have to make that decision for yourself, but I would probably just follow the instructions on here and tumble dry on low. The only thing is with like the eye paint that I mentioned, and the eyes can easily get kind of scratched up, I would try to cover that up with something. You could put like a towel over it and like secure it on with an elastic or something, just so you have an extra layer to protect that eye paint from getting scratched up in the washing machine or dryer, because that can definitely happen. That would be my only real concern. It doesn't seem like washing this affects the glow-in-the-dark paint at all. I mean, I don't think they would put washing instructions like this on here if it wasn't safe to do so. And I do know people that have washed theirs in the washing machine and their babies still glow in the dark. I think at least one of these out of the 4 I have was put in the washing machine at some point by someone. All 4 of them glow in the dark with no issues, so I really just don't think it's a problem. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. Another common issue I've found is this lacy like collar here being like ripped. It is like a delicate lace material, so that's not super surprising. It could easily get caught on something and snag and tear, especially if you do wash it. That's why you definitely want to put this in a pillowcase to protect that from getting stuck or caught on anything. Having that extra layer is super duper helpful. For mine, I just surface washed them when I got them. They didn't have any like odors. They weren't super gross. This one had a couple of stains, and all I did was just kind of like take a little towel, a damp towel, and kind of wipe it away. You can also use a little bit of OxyClean. You just want to be careful to rinse it so it doesn't continue to lighten up the fabric or anything like that. So you can just surface wash it like I did. If you're worried about it like being sanitized, I actually took some Clorox wipes and did like a gentle wipe down. I just avoided like the eyes here. I didn't want to accidentally take any of the paint off, because Clorox wipes I guess can be kind of like harsh, but it didn't mess up anything on here, and it sanitized it. It does not smell like Clorox wipes. That scent dissipated, so that wasn't even an issue for me. You could also use baby wipes. It's all personal preference. People also have different allergens, so washing it, you could do like a little baby wipe or Clorox disinfectant wipe down if you want to, especially if you feel like it's like grimy or dirty on the surface. Or you could take like a damp towel with a little bit of like mild soap and work it in, and then rinse it out that way if you want to hand wash it. I really hate hand washing plushes. I've only done it like once, and it turned out really badly. I completely hand washed it in the tub, and I don't mean surface wash, like I submerged it, and it didn't dry correctly, and it smelled so bad, and I ended up having to put it in the washing machine anyway. So I don't really recommend fully like hand washing a plush like through and through. You can surface wash it by hand, obviously, like that's not a big deal, but if you're gonna like completely wash it, I would put it in the washing machine. That is my recommendation. Necklaces. So the necklace that I showed you, where'd I put it? I can't even find it now. Here it is. So the necklaces that I showed you earlier, these guys, these are really hard to find. Yeah, most of the time these don't come with these plushes anymore because they've gotten lost. But the necklaces are going to be really hard to find. I've never seen them for sale on their own, which makes me so sad because I would love to get 3 more necklaces for my other pets. For right now, if I just want to like take a picture of one of them or something, I just like switch out the necklace between them since it has the convenient Velcro feature. It's not like sewn into it. But then again, if it was sewn into it, all of them would have their necklaces, wouldn't they? I haven't decided which one's my favorite out of all of them. I think it's between the purple bear and the yellow puppy. They're both just so cute. I love the floppy puppy ears on the puppy, but I love the cute little purple pastel color that's on the bear. I don't know why I said little, but you know what I mean. I think I was originally going to say little bear ears. Those are cute too. So yeah, I'm not sure, but I think it's between these two. But then I love the pastel pink color on this bunny. She is so pretty. She's like childhood goals for me. Pastel pink was like my absolute favorite color as a kid. I wanted everything in that color. So if I had her when I was little, she probably would have been my favorite thing, one of my favorite things in the entire world. She's just so gorgeous. I just got her a few days ago, actually, and she's so pretty. She is stunning. So yeah, I hope that this was a helpful video for you guys. I had a lot of fun reviewing these and talking about them. They're my absolute favorite. Bottom line, I do recommend them. I know they can cost a lot of money, but just try to look out for the best deal that you can find. They do come around. I've seen people get lucky when purchasing these online for a really good price. It can happen, or you might get lucky and find one in a thrift store, but I've never seen them in the thrift store. I tend to have the worst luck with thrift stores. I did find a tea bunny, but that was like the only cool thing I think I've ever found in a thrift store. So I'm sure over time I'll find more cool stuff, but we'll see. Overall, I highly recommend them. They're really nice quality. All of the seams that were sewn on these, very well done. Very professional. I'm sure these were factory made by machine, but you can tell they weren't like super rushed or anything. I feel like a lot of toys nowadays are very rushed and it's just obvious, whereas this one just doesn't feel that way. It just feels like more care and love went into making these. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but let me know if you do. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video and enjoyed seeing these cutie pies. I'll catch you guys later.